Well, everyone, let's wrap up this episode with something I've been thinking about. Where do ghosts come from culturally? Where was the first ghost? Who was the first ghost? What culture created ghost and just gave that to humanity?
Oh my God.
What do you guys think about?
Yeah. No, I guess you're right. I mean, I guess I always thought of it as like kind of a Shakespearean thing. There's always been ghosts, right?
Yeah, no,
it turns out
I'm sure there's ghosts dating back as far as like Sumerian texts.
Yeah. Was there like, I mean, I assume some caveman saw a ghost at some point of a different cave person.
Oh, dude, you knew it, and they spoke different language, and it was weird.
Yeah, it was like, boo, and he was like, oh, goo, and they didn't know what any of it meant.
So I just went to Wikipedia /Winkit/ghost.
All right, you're about to hit us with a history of ghosts.
I'm hitting us with the history of ghost in a segment I call the history of ghosts.
Spent all the budget on the research, I see.
And the sound effects I'm going to add.
Sure.
Yes, or the $1 million flourish.
Nice.
So the history of ghost goes as follows. We start in ancient Near East and Egypt.
Ghostsylvania.
Land
of ghosts.
There are many references to ghost in Mesopotamian religions. The religion of Sumer, Babylon, and Assyria. The other early states in Mesopotamia. So you're right. Sumer, from the very beginning of human culture. Yeah, hell yeah, there's been ghosts.
Hell yeah. The Sumerians wouldn't let me down.
They never let any of us down.
Well, except for all the sacrifices, probably.
And, some of the bad things that led to fiefdoms. Anyway, traces of these beliefs survive in the later Abrahamic religions that came to dominate the religion. You know what they are. Number one.
You know them.
Spaghetti-ism.
Pastafarianism.
Yeah,
Number
thank
two.
you.
Yep.
Rastafarianism. Number three.
What's the third Abrahamic religion?
Slotsafarianism?
There's a debate out. It's one of the four. It's three of the four major Abrahamic religions that are the king. Ghosts were thought to be created at the time of death, like instantly, taking on the memory and personality of the dead person.
Sure.
They traveled to the netherworld, where they were assigned a position and led an existence similar in some ways to that of the living.
You there, stand here.
That's how you end up being the crossing guard for eternity.
Good work.
Do that for eternity. You're great at it. Relatives of the dead were expected to make offerings of food and drink to the dead to ease their conditions. So apparently, when you died in ancient times, you just went back to manual labor, and your family could help you if you weren't a dick.
Oh, so your family could like mail you stuff in the afterlife.
So what I'm understanding is afterlife is prison, and your family can help you by giving you some
right. There's kind of a
commissary.
System.
But there's probably a system in place that like leeches a little bit off the top when it comes through.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, you know it. Osiris. What was that guy? Fucking Gilgamesh has transformed his mortal being and is now like warden of the afterlife.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker's getting his Gilgamesh wet.
He's just the biggest dude on your block.
Yeah.
Like he's making you join the original Aryans.
Oh God.
Where are we now? If your family did not help ease your conditions, the ghost could inflict misfortune and illness on the living.
Whoa, cool. Okay.
So like you had a chance to like cause some havoc if you weren't being respected.
Back.
Yeah,
grandpa could come back and
you could extend your toxic influence from the afterlife.
Okay, number one, paranormal preparedness. Take care of your ancestors' graves. Brush off those flowers. Put new ones there.
You should do that anyway.
You should be doing that.
Or cremate them and put them in, your favorite amusement park. Which is a thing, sadly. Not sadly, but people love dumping ashes at Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's where they were happiest.
That's the happiest place on earth.
The happiest place on earth.
There was widespread belief in ghosts in ancient Egyptian culture. The Hebrew Bible contains a few references to ghosts, associating spiritualism with forbidden occult activities from Deuteronomy 18:11. The most notable reference, though, is in the first book of Samuel 28:3 through 19, in which a disguised King Saul has the Witch of Endor summon the spirit or ghost of Samuel.
Witch of Endor? I thought she wasn't in it until Empire.
No, she makes an early appearance in the prequels.
Okay.
Soul.
Yeah, I watched Jedi last night. The Ewoks don't hold up.
It's bad.
It's pretty fucking terrible.
Have I ever told you about? I was watching Return of the Jedi one time, and my roommate walked in, and he was like, "God, this is fucking awful," and I was like, "Yeah, but like the story is okay. Like I could see it if they had made." If they had made the Ewoks like these stout little battle-hardened monsters, so that would have been pretty cool. And I think George Lucas was just working with what he had. And my roommate was like, "So you like?" Was
he like, "This isn't even close to the book? Have you read Samuel?"
He was like, "So you like to watch Star Wars as though it is a documentary that George Lucas made of the Star Wars, but he's just doing reenactments with what he's got."
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I guess that's it.
Oh, I mean, if you look at, and not to digress too much, but if you look at, let's say, one of the most durable bears, the panda bear, it is soft and furry, just like all the Ewoks. And you know what a panda can do? Fall out of a goddamn tree.
Sure.
No bruise. Just get right back up and go, "What was that?" And then eat some bamboo.
You know what a panda can't do?
What can't a panda do?
Fucking fuck. No, it can't sing lub dub.
No, yeah.
Jump.
Well, that's because they won't let me in the Smithsonian.
Jump.
Anyway, back to the history of ghosts. The soul and spirit were believed to exist after death, with the ability to assist or harm the living.
The soul and the spirit?
The soul and the spirit were believed to exist after death. You get dual existence when you die.
Sure. I know. Yeah, I know in like Egypt, there was you might remember from our trip through the Egyptian afterlife, there are two spirits. There's like the Ka and something, and like something else, some other bullshit. Y'all probably remember.
The Ka and the Sa or something. It was another A name. But anyway. Yeah. And the possibility of a second death.
Oh, no.
Over a period of more than 2,500 years, Egyptian beliefs about the nature of the afterlife evolved constantly. Many of these beliefs were recorded in hieroglyphic inscriptions, papyrus scrolls, and tomb paintings. The Egyptian Book of the Dead compiles some of the beliefs from different periods of ancient Egyptian history. In modern times, the fanciful concept of a mummy coming back to life and wreaking vengeance when disturbed has spawned a whole genre of horror stories and films.
Oh, yeah. What a fucking fanciful, what a ridiculous fantasy, right?
Right.
Wikipedia.
And then you put some sound through a mummy's windpipe.
Yeah.
And Werewolf Radar accidentally causes Plague 2020.
Yeah. Laugh it up, Wikipedia.
Anyway, sorry about that once again, everyone.
They're real.
And that's the history of ghosts, though. That's the ancient history of ghosts. We got it from the very beginning of civilization, almost as if it's one of the threads that binds us all together. Our fear of ghosts.
So they were talking ghosts in ancient Egypt.
In Sumer, even before.
You know
if
what
you
we should
care
do?
to believe that side of the linguistic and historical battle of who came first. I believe Sumer.
Well, their story is older. We should set the Wayback part of the radar to whatever the Sumerian werewolf radar was, and pick their brains about it.
Sure, I think that's probably a pretty good idea.
I mean, we can try it, but that's for next week, everyone.
I mean, we've had this time travel capability forever. We never use it.
Listen, you can only kill Hitler so many times.
This is
That's it. That's the end of my sentence.
I disagree.
Crazy. I'm looking at ghost stories now, and I'm seeing it goes so far back. It's one of the earliest English ghost stories, however, is called Wandering Willie's Tale. 1824 by Sir Walter Scott.
And there's ghost stories even earlier. I think Anne Boleyn has a bunch of stories that come
shit,
from
the Bible,
this.
yo.
Bible doesn't count, even though we used it as a reference for this history.
I mean, Arabian Nights definitely has ghosts in there, Jan, etc.
I'm happy that it's a thing that binds all of us as humans. We all have a fear of ghosts. We all have an interest in ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're number 210 in Vietnam, because we all believe in ghosts.
And if you meet someone who says they don't have an interest in ghosts,
they're probably a ghost.
They're probably a ghost posing as a human, trying to prove themselves brave.
But more than that, you should tell them to listen to Werewolf Radar, because
Please.
it will interest them, because they are ghosts. And say it again, and then try to pull their face off. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to Adric A from Beyond for coming and jumping into the Zoom room. Thank you so much to our Dark Council members who couldn't make it to the Zoom room today. We know you're out there doing incredible field work. Thank you so much to our listeners. Thank you so much to Chuck from Snappy Little Numbers for our intro and outro theme. And thank you so much for going to iTunes and rating us there.
Mm-hmm. You can rate us on Stitcher too. That's a fun place to rate us.
2, the sequel to Stitcher.
Mm-hmm. We also have a Twitch game of D&D Curse of Strahd every Monday,
That is
5 p.m. Mountain Time at twitch.tv/werewolf_radar.
Absolutely.
You can follow us there.
If you're listening to this on the day that it dropped, you should jump over to our Twitch channel right now. We're probably playing D&D and being scared by some monster that we think we can't kill. But
we're facing witches. We're facing Wickermen. We're facing a berserker currently. This Barovia is a dangerous place.
It's a dangerous place.
We've been doing okay.
We have been doing okay. We have been loudly stomping our way through the Barovian forest, talking about our own interest egotistically, and just being ambushed by every monster and coming out really unscathed.
Smelling like roses, getting stronger every day.
You cut off that werewolf's head, kept it in the bag.
We do have that. Me and Nate are currently scamming the vineyard out of money.
Also, Roger's character is convinced that the secret of life somehow involves harvesting genitals from most of our enemies.
Dude, there are so many historical references for that being true, and we have to do another episode to talk about that.
Come join us.
On something.
We'll get to the bottom of it. Twitch.tv/werewolf_radar, Mondays at 5 p.m. It's steak night. Until next time, guys, as always,
Punch the sky! Spaceman Joe!